I'm here in Calais with Inka from the Unofficial Women and Children's Centre, which is a lovely blue, sky blue double-decker bus parked up on the sand. How did you first get involved? You said your mum set this project up.
Yeah, back in July she used to work at Glastonbury Festival, so after the festival everyone leaves all their wellies, their tents, all their stuff, and back then there wasn't houses here built, there wasn't anything, everyone was still in dire need of tents, so it was getting really cold. So she brought over 2 lorry loads of tents and wellies and blankets that had been left over at Glastonbury. And then she saw that lots of donations were coming over to Le Berge warehouse, but no one was here to distribute them, so the stuff wasn't actually getting out to the people because there wasn't like an orderly thing where people could get distributed to. So she started doing line distribution from the back of her. She's got a massive army truck, so she used to do line distribution, and then weeks passed. She stayed, she stopped going back, she ended up just staying here, and she saw that there wasn't really anyone distributing to women. So there'd be lots of men and there'd be an odd woman in the queue, and then all of a sudden more families were coming, children were coming, she saw no one was really distributing to them, and more people were coming to distribute to men. So she decided to set up a women and children's centre. At first it was distributing out of, there was a bar, an Eritrean man had a bar, so at night time it was a bar, and in the daytime he let them use the bar as a distribution place for women. And then some Irish people came over and they built a big red and yellow tent for us. I got here in start of November and it was already quite set up, so the main aim of the Women's Centre is to distribute to women and children, so shoes, clothes, underwear, hygiene.
And I saw you have bubble machines.
Oh, there's lots of bubbles going on inside. But main thing is baby milk, baby wipes, hygiene, the necessities that they need for daily life. We also now, it's changed a lot since the demolition, so our place, it didn't actually get demolished, it got burnt down just before, but we'd pre-organised the bus so that we could be closer to the new family area, because it would have been a bit too far away for the children to go. So now we've got the top deck and the bottom deck. The top deck is now a preschool, so the kids get dropped off at about 12 o'clock, and then till about 4. I know, but I have no shoes, my friend. So now we have a preschool upstairs, so from 12 till 4 it's a nursery for under 10s. We don't have over 10s here because obviously it's a women and children's space, and culturally the women don't feel comfortable. Once they hit about 12, I know they're still kids, but they're seen as more men. So the women got downstairs, they come and get all the stuff that they need and then have a cup of tea, a chat. Some of them like to just talk English with you so that they learn a little bit more. My mum also works really closely with the unaccompanied boys. So she was really close to about 15 of them that are like 10, 11, 12, 13. She used to feed them every day.
Oh wow. And these are the ones who've successfully made it across to England? Or? 4 of them have made it over now, so she's actually coming back and forth at the moment. She's making sure that everything's going okay in England. They're getting put with good foster families, but a lot of them are still here. Some of them have been here for like 8 months. But hopefully they will at some stage get into the process of going over to England under the new ruling.
Which is crazy today. We've been pushing so hard. At the start it was pushing really hard for the Dublin 3, so kids that have family in the UK, that was massive. Started working with Citizens UK to get all these boys on their books, and it's a really slow process. The Syrians, they always have a lot of documentation for who they are and what they've done. Afghans, really hard to actually, they don't have passports or documents or anything saying who they are, so if they do have family in the UK, the process is so much longer. Some of them have been on the books for like 4 months because they have to prove who they are to actually say, oh yeah, I'm actually related to this person. It could be anyone, sometimes blood tests, DNA tests. So it's quite, you can see in their faces that it's just taking its toll on them a lot. Some of them have been here for like 8 months.
Yeah. So I guess, has your mum always done this sort of thing, or is this completely out of character?
No, I wouldn't say out of character. She works, like in summer, she's always works at festivals. She's an ex-firefighter.
Oh, wow.
Tree surgeon / everything.
Yeah.
She's used to work with young arsonists as well, so really troubled children. In the fire service there was an outreach for, it's called fire setters, so she worked with children that have got, well, fire setters explains itself, but very troubled backgrounds. These children have got very troubled backgrounds.
Right.
So she worked alongside with them. So she's got quite a lot of experience. And my brother's got Asperger's and ADHD, so he's quite a violent, troubled child.
Yeah.
So she's got quite a lot of experience with troubled children.
So and then you've been here solidly since November, is that right?
Yeah, I've been here for 6 months now, solidly. I went away for a week, I think.
Right. Yeah, that's what we always hear is, I've had 1 day off in 6 months kind of thing.
But we do try. We have, with the Women's Centre, we've got like a good group of long-term volunteers, so we make sure that we have a day off a week, else you just break. Make sure that we try and go home at a certain time. Obviously through the demolition and through before that, it was crazy and we had families turning up at the night and it'd be really random hours, but now we try and get in for 9 and we try and leave by 5, just so that we're actually, when we are here, we're energetic and we're actually doing the right thing for people.
Yeah.
Getting enough time for ourselves.
And do you have any kind of message to people back in England about what they might like to think about Calais, or something that you've learnt in your time here?
I haven't been home enough to understand what people are thinking, but I do see some stuff online of what they think these people are, and these people have come from horrific backgrounds, and some of the children that we work with, they're 12, 13-year-old boys. They shouldn't be living like this. It's disgusting. And some of them are dying on the way. Some of them are dying to try to get to England. They are risking their lives every single night to get to the UK. And they think, oh, they're here for this, or they're here for that, or they're here for money. These parents that are left back in Afghanistan, even if they do have parents, a lot of them, their dads have been killed by Taliban, so their mothers have sent them. They wouldn't let their children risk their lives to get here if it wasn't to keep them safe. It's not another agenda about money or this or that or the other, and I think people get very confused and it's all over economic migrants and this and this. Statistically, there may be 1 or 2 or however many that might be doing that, but these children is who I really, really have my heart to, and they're deteriorating so much. And I don't know how, if people that write these things online or have this opinion in the pub or have this, if they came here for a week and they worked with these children, their minds would be changed instantly.
Okay, thank you very much.